There's a guy on Reddit who wore a $300 headband to sync his brainwaves every single night for 6 months. He wanted peak focus, Elon Musk brain chip energy. Instead, he couldn't fall asleep without it. His brain literally forgot how to downshift on its own. That's not a horror story, it's just Tuesday for a growing number of biohackers, and today we're getting into why. Okay, so neural syncing. Sounds like sci-fi, right? Like something out of a Black Mirror episode where you plug a cable into your skull. In reality, it's way less dramatic and way more available than you'd think. We're talking binaural beats, neurofeedback headsets, transcranial stimulation devices you can literally buy for hundreds of dollars, even certain nootropic stacks, all designed to push your brain into a peak state. Flow, hyper-focus, that locked-in feeling where time disappears and you're just cooking. And look, the science behind some of this is real, but now there's a more natural approach I'm about to share. There are legit studies on things like TDCS, transcranial direct current stimulation, showing short-term boosts in attention and learning speed. But, and this is the part nobody puts in the thumbnail, your brain has a bill it sends you later, and it always collects. So here's what's actually happening, in plain English, no lab coat required. Your brain has a handful of networks that handle focus and reward, basically the VIP section of your skull. The prefrontal cortex running the show, and the dopamine system handing out little treats every time you do something rewarding. When your neurals sync, whether that's binaural beats, stimulation, or even doom-scrolling short-form videos, which, yes, absolutely counts, you're artificially cranking the reward system. Your brain doesn't actually care if the stimulation is good for you or not. It just adapts to whatever level of intensity you keep feeding it. By the way, if you actually want to test something like this for yourself, there's a tool a lot of people in the focus space have been raving about. It uses auditory sequence developed by neuroscientists research to achieve neural sync for whole brain activation, and there's a 7-minute audio routine that's been getting wild reviews. I'll throw the link in the description for anyone who's curious. And that adaptation is the whole plot twist, because once your brain recalibrates to that turbocharged baseline, regular life starts to feel like watching paint dry, and that's where things get genuinely dark. This is called tolerance, and your brain does this with everything. Caffeine, sugar, Instagram, you name it. Studies on excessive dopamine-driven stimulation, this shows up in gaming research, social media research, even some of the early TDCS follows-up studies, it points to the same thing. The brain downregulates its own natural reward response to compensate. Translation, the more you juice your focus artificially, the less capable your brain becomes to getting focused on its own. It's like if you started using a forklift to pick up your coffee mug every morning. It's cool, sure, very efficient, except 6 months later your arms have just given up. Forgotten how. That's your prefrontal cortex or neural syncing. It's not that it's damaged, exactly, it's that it's outsourced, and outsourced muscle atrophy. Okay, but here's the part that actually worries neuroscientists. Because tolerance isn't even the scary part. The scary part is what happens to your baseline mood. When you spike dopamine artificially and repeatedly, your baseline, your resting, your everyday state, it actually drops. This is well documented in addiction literature. It's the same mechanism behind why people chasing a high feel worse and worse between hits. So biohackers chasing peak performance every day can end up with a paradox. More anxious, more restless, more irritable on the days they're not plugged in. Some report genuine withdrawal-like symptoms, brain fog, low mood, trouble concentrating, without their device. Here's the darkly funny part. They built the exact device that was supposed to make them need it less, and now they need it more. It's like buying a treadmill to get in shape and ending up with the treadmill addiction where you can't walk to the fridge without it. Now, that's the trap version, but this is also exactly why the neural sync technology I mentioned earlier is built differently. It's not designed to hijack your reward system for a quick spike. It's built around whole brain activation, working with your brain's natural wiring instead of against it. That's the whole idea behind flipping on what you call your genius switch, reconnecting you with the brain power that's already in you, just sitting dormant. Instead of borrowing focus, you'll have to pay back later. And there's one more risk almost nobody's talking about. Sleep. All this peak state stimulation happens during your waking hours, which means your brain has less bandwidth left to do its actual maintenance work at night. memory consolidation, clearing out metabolic waste, the whole nightly tune-up. Multiple sleep studies now link overstimulation and screen or device-based focus hacking habits to measurably worse deep sleep, which is deeply ironic because deep sleep is the single best, most scientifically validated performance enhancer that exists. Free, built-in, no headband required, so people are literally trading their best cognitive enhancer, sleep, to chase a worse one. Look, none of this means every nootropic or neurofeedback tool is bad. Used occasionally, in moderation, some of this stuff has real, replicated benefits, but your brain isn't a video game character with an unlimited stamina bar that you can just keep tapping. It's a system that runs on rest, novelty, and earned dopamine, not the manufactured kind. So the next time something promises you a shortcut to peak brain state, ask the boring question nobody wants to ask: what's the bill, and when is it due? If today's video helped you out and you want to actually try the neural sync brain audio thing I mentioned earlier, the link is in the description and pinned in the comments. It's the same one I keep going back to. It's worth a look. Hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. The Last Wish, based on ancient wisdom. That one is even wilder. Thanks for watching.